Hey, what's up YouTube? Colton here. Over the course of the past year, I've gotten several requests on a tutorial video for the song Lost Realist by Trapt, so that's what we're doing today. For this lesson, I will be using a Fender Strat 60th Anniversary Edition. A friend of mine actually wanted to see the setup because he's turning into a guitar tech now. But anyway, that's the action on the strings. Standard 9 gauge, and then pickups, and that's about how far the strings are above the pickups, and that's how far the pickups are sticking out of the guitar. So anyway, let me readjust the camera and we will hop right into this lesson. Alright, we're good. So first things first, the tuning of this guitar is standard EAD GBE. Alright, close enough. Alright, so I'm going to be zooming in on this fretboard so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So hopefully when you're learning the song, it's easier. Hope that's good enough. I'll be moving around, so if you hear me messing up while I'm playing, that's just because I'm, sliding around with the guitar, making sure you can see what I'm doing. I'll be showing you some picking action. So anyway, the song starts off on the 6th fret, on the G string and the D string. I'm going to be referring to the strings by their letter name and frets by number, just for the purposes of this video. So starts off on the 6th fret on the G string and the D string. I like to use my pinky and ring finger on those strings, and you're basically just plucking those strings, and all that looks like when you're picking it is all it is right here. So that's how it starts off in the song, and then after that it goes, take the middle finger and 6th fret right above these other two strings, other two fingers. But you're going to also incorporate your index finger on the 5th fret of the G string. The ring finger for this entire thing stays right there on the D string on the 6th fret, so you don't ever have to worry about moving it until you go down here, which I'll show you later. So anyway, you got the beginning, and then this is when you change your shape to right here, and all you're doing on this string is, I'll show you what that looks like. So all you're doing is, and that ring finger's right there, so, and then you change it to 4th fret on the A string. This ring finger stays right there, and then your middle finger comes to the 5th fret on the G string, and then it comes on to the 6th fret right there. So when you're picking it, this is what it looks like. So that's what that looks like when you're picking it, and obviously you saw what it looked like as I was changing it with the hands. And then after that intro part, it starts off on the verse, and you slide all the way down here to the 2nd fret, and I use my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the E string, and then index finger on the G string 1st fret, and then ring finger on the 2nd fret of the B string. So then you have this right here, and that's all it is. You're only hitting the low string one time. And as a general note, just throughout this entire thing, a lot of people might be saying, well, hey, my guitar is out of tune when I'm playing this. It doesn't sound perfect. It doesn't sound like it's right. But that's all in the design of a guitar. Your strings may be perfectly in tune, and you notice when some notes you play, they're maybe flat or sharp, and sometimes they're like out of tune as you get further up and stuff like that. Well, especially on these low strings, some people have a tendency to actually like bend the string a little bit when they push down without even realizing it. So just that little, even the slightest string bend will change the tuning of that string. And even down here on the low end of the neck, you can bend the strings pretty easily down here too. So if you ever notice at any point throughout this whole thing, if your intonation is off and it's not exactly perfectly in tune, you know, if you notice anything like that that's not perfectly in tune, just realize that's natural, that's normal. It's the intonation of the guitar. And you know, when you put other music, if you're putting the whole band to it, bass, other guitars, drums, it'll get drowned out. But when you bring it out like this, you know, just by itself, it's kind of noticeable. But I just thought I'd address that now before we move on with anything else. So basically, for the verse, it starts off down there low, like I said. And then all you do is just, what's cool is that, yeah, your middle finger, you can just slide it straight up to the 6th fret right there. And then, just like in the very beginning, that's the first shape. Your ring finger moves to the D string instead of being on the B string. And basically you just play that same thing over again. And then that's the same thing for the verse. And that's all it is for the verse. And then for the pre-chorus, it ends with, and then you just slide from right here to the 8th fret, and then you move to the G string, 10th fret, 8th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, all in one line. And then you move down to the D string on the 6th fret and slide up to the 8th fret. So and then the second time is same thing for the first part, except you just stay on the D string. I mean, at the G string, and then you go back to the same note right there, and then for the last part, if you have a distortion pedal, now's the time to turn it on because they play it distorted right here, and then the same thing, and then go down to your F sharp power chord, strum it once, because then you jump to the 4th fret and do octaves. And what octaves are is just basically playing the same note, a different octave. And you can strum the whole guitar. And the way you don't get the other strings is that you're basically just muting it with the position of your hand. It takes practice to get it, but once you get it, it's easy. So play your F sharp chord, and then go to the 6th fret and play that chord, which is a B flat chord, put it over here, and then you add the 3rd finger. So jump down to your A flat, and basically you just play that whole chorus line like that, and then you jump back down to the verse and turn your distortion off and do the whole process over again. And now we're going to part 2 of the video, so see you guys in part 2.